They told you the truth is simple, that the world works in a straight line, that if you study hard, work harder, and play by the rules, you will be safe. You will be happy, you will be complete. But what if all of that was a lie? Since childhood, you've been programmed with beliefs that felt uncheckable. Invisible rules buried so deep inside you that you no longer question them. You've built your choices, your relationships, even your identity on them, and yet, they were never real. They are illusions dressed as facts, stories that keep you obedient, predictable, and blind to your own freedom. Psychological tricks that you have carried like chains, without ever realizing it. Today, we're breaking those chains, because there are 7 lies you've believed your whole life. And the moment you see them for what they are, nothing will look the same again. You've been told this since you could barely walk, that if you study, achieve, and climb high enough, you'll finally arrive at happiness. It's the invisible contract written into every school exam, every job promotion, every pat on the back. But here's the truth: success doesn't guarantee happiness. In fact, most of the time, it does the opposite. Because success is a moving target, the moment you reach it, it shifts. You think a degree will make you happy, then it's the job. You think the job will make you happy, then it's the salary, then the car, then the house. Then the next thing after that, it never ends. Psychologists call this the hedonic treadmill. You run faster, you collect more, but you never actually arrive. Your brain adapts so quickly that what once felt like a dream soon feels ordinary, empty, even meaningless. That's why people at the very top, the CEOs, the stars, the rich, so often feel the loneliest. They reached the peak and discovered there was nothing there, just another mountain waiting in the distance. And here's the dangerous part: when you believe success equals happiness, you trade years of your life for an illusion. You sacrifice presence for progress. You ignore joy in the hope that someday it will come packaged with achievement. But it never does, because happiness isn't waiting for you at the end of the climb. It's buried in the steps you were never taught to notice. You've heard it whispered after heartbreak, after loss, after betrayal: don't worry, time heals everything. But that's a lie. Time doesn't heal. Time only buries. What you refuse to face doesn't disappear. It hides, waiting. And the longer you ignore it, the deeper it grows. The wound becomes part of you. It shows up in the way you love, the way you fear, the way you trust or fail to trust. It lingers in silence, in habits, in the nights you can't sleep. Healing isn't passive. It doesn't come with the turning of a calendar. Healing requires confrontation. You have to reopen what hurts. You have to sit with the pain, name it, and decide to change your relationship with it. Time may soften the edges, but it doesn't close the cut. Only you can do that. So the next time someone tells you to just give it time, remember, time doesn't heal. Truth does. Action does. Facing yourself does. You trust your memory. You trust the pictures in your mind as if they were photographs, sharp, precise, untouchable. But here's the truth: your memory lies. Every time you remember, your brain rewrites the story. It fills the gaps. It smooths the edges. Sometimes, it even invents details that were never there. You think you remember your childhood clearly. That argument, that betrayal, that moment of joy. But what you hold in your head is not the moment itself. It's a reconstruction, a version edited by emotion, suggestion, and time. Psychologists call it false memory. You could swear you saw it, heard it, lived it. And yet, it never happened the way you believe. Your mind isn't a recording device. It's a storyteller, a fragile, biased narrator. And the more you replay the memory, the more the story changes. So when you say, "I know what happened, I was there," the unsettling truth is, maybe you weren't. You believe you decide what to eat, who to love, what path to follow. You believe your choices are yours, but are they? Psychologists have shown that most decisions are made before you're even aware of them. Your brain fires milliseconds before you think you chose. The conscious self arrives late, claiming credit for something already decided, and it goes deeper. What you buy, what you crave, what you fear, it's shaped by forces you don't notice. Advertising, social pressure, childhood conditioning, the silent weight of culture. You're told you're free, but the invisible strings are everywhere. Even your gut feelings, they're not pure instinct. They're patterns burned into your mind by repetition, by hidden biases you didn't choose. So when you say, "This is my choice," the unsettling truth is, it may not be your choice at all. You think no one knows you like you know yourself. Your thoughts, your feelings, your desires. But here's the twist. Psychology shows you might be the least reliable narrator of your own life. You live inside a story you've been telling yourself for years. You edit out the ugly parts. You justify bad decisions. You rewrite failures as lessons. You don't notice you're doing it, but you are. Meanwhile, the people around you are friends, family, even strangers, often see truths about you that you can't face. Studies prove it. Outsiders can predict your behavior, your strengths, your flaws, with shocking accuracy, sometimes better than you can. Why? Because you're biased. You protect your ego. You bend reality to keep your self-image intact. So when you say, "I know myself better than anyone else," what you really mean is, "I know the version of me I can tolerate." You believe people make decisions with reason, that we weigh evidence, look at the facts, and then choose wisely. But the truth, we almost never do. Your brain isn't a calculator. It's a storyteller. And it loves shortcuts, biases, emotions, gut feelings. Think about it. People fear flying more than driving, even though cars kill far more. They'll trust a confident liar over a quiet truth teller. They'll buy something they don't need just because the sign says limited offer. Logic doesn't guide us, emotion does. Logic just comes afterward, dressing the decision in nice-sounding words. The lie is that humans are rational. The reality is that we're predictably irrational. And the scariest part, entire systems, politics, advertising, even justice are built on exploiting this fact. So when you tell yourself, "I'm thinking logically," stop and ask, "Am I really? Or am I just rationalizing what I already wanted to believe?" From the moment you were a child, you were measured. Grades, trophies, awards, titles. The message was clear. Your worth equals your achievements. Fail, and you are nothing. Win, and you are everything. But that's a lie. Achievements are external. They are labels given to you by systems designed to rank, compare, and control. They make you chase the next milestone, the next promotion, the next prize, while quietly erasing who you really are. Because if your value depends on achievements, then who are you without them? What happens when you fail? When you retire? When no one is clapping anymore? You are not your medals. You are not your money. You are not the list of boxes you've checked off to impress others. Strip it all away, and what remains? That's who you are, the truth. Achievement is not identity. It's only noise. And if you spend your life confusing the two, you will die celebrated, perhaps, but never known. So now you know the lies. That your memories betray you. That your choices aren't free. That your logic isn't logical. But here's the question nobody asks. If so much of your mind is built on illusions, what part of you is real? Because if your past is unreliable, your decisions are manipulated, and your sense of self is a story. Then who exactly is living your life? The truth is disturbing. Most people never wake up to this. They move through the world asleep, guided by lies they never questioned. They believe they are free, when they're following a script written long before they were born. And here's the most chilling part. Psychologists have discovered there may be an eighth lie, one that is so deep, so hidden, that almost no one ever dares to face it. The lie that could unravel everything you think you know about being human. But that is a story for another time.